far that's gonna go, don't you? All right, Elder Doug, come on.
All right, we're going to talk to you a little bit about shotguns. Like Pastor said earlier, it is probably the best home defense weapon that there is. It's very easy to use. It's just basically point and shoot. There's really 5 different types of shotgun. You know, we got 2 of them here. This is a double barrel. As you can see, 2 barrels. This is a pump shotgun. They also have what they call the single shot, which only takes 1 shell in the gun at any time. They have a semi-automatic, which actually cycles the rounds every time you pull the trigger. And then they have the full automatics, which aren't available to us. The shotgun, this is a shotgun shell. It's not a bullet, it's called a shell. There's little BBs inside here, and they start I don't get into all this stuff, but the shells have a number on it, tells you exactly what it is, what gun it fits. And the BBs get bigger as you go, and then finally they have what they call a slug, which is one solid big piece of lead, which they use for hunting or for self-defense, whatever the case may be. Shotguns come in available to us. They have about 5 or 6 different gauges, they call it. They're classified by gauge. We got the military.
There's some hell out here.
These 2 particular shotguns here are both what they call 12 gauge. Shotguns come from a 410 gauge. They have a 10, 410, they have a 10 gauge, 12 gauge. They used to make a 16, they still do. They make a 20 gauge. These are all available in the public. They actually one time made an 8 gauge and a 14. You don't see them in collectors. This particular gun here, which is a pump shotgun, which is available any place, it holds 5 rounds. It holds 4 in the magazine tube and 1 in the chamber. It's very easy to load. All these pump shotguns, they all come with a little release back here. Every one of them. They all find the same thing. Some of them may have in front of the trigger, some in the rear, some on the top, but most of them are on the bottom, either the front or the back of the trigger assembly. You just press the button down, it opens it up. It's simple to load. This is a 12 gauge round. It goes into a 12 gauge shotgun. You just simply dump it in there, and that's it. And to release it, that's all it is. This here is the magazine tube where you load the extra rounds at. Like I say, this particular brand takes 4 down in the tube, 1 in the chamber, so you have a total of 5. Once you shoot on the pump, you shoot, cycle it, kicks a shell out, it'll put a new one in automatically for you, but you have to pump it every time. That's why they call it a pump. Okay. And of course they have the semi-automatics, which is similar to the handgun. Every time you pull the trigger, it'll put a new one in for you every time. This is a double barrel. It only takes 2. They have this on the side-by-side in the over and under model. And it's very simple to use. They all come with a little lever on the back, like this. You just pull the lever over, break it open, stick the round in, close it, you're ready to go. Now what's nice about a shotgun is, now if you're not out there hunting birds or whatever the case may be, shotguns have all of them have a BB on the end of it, okay? But for home defense, it's just point and shoot. Just get it in the general direction and shoot it. The thing about shotguns is the BB pattern disperses almost immediately after leaving the barrel, so you get a wider range, a kill zone. What they do to make what they call assault shotguns, they'll take the barrels, or sawed-off shotgun, they'll cut them off way back here, so as soon as you pull the trigger, the BBs are spreading in a huge old pattern. Now the longer the barrel, the tighter the pattern holds, which in home defense doesn't matter. They come in your front door, whether it shoots close or far, or how long the barrel is, it'll do the job. Any shotgun application is fine for home defense. You know, most people choose a 12 gauge. It's a good model. The ammunition is real plentiful. Most people have 12 gauges. It's just a good all-around for, especially for hunting. And the other thing I was sitting there thinking about is shotgun shells are different diameters, as I said before, but the thing you got to watch out is a lot of people, like I had in my home, 20 gauges and 12 gauges. The shells are real similar, but you got to pay attention to what you're putting in your gun. Because believe it or not, a 20 gauge will go off inside of a 12 gauge shotgun and cause you all kinds of problems. So just make sure you store your ammo and know what ammo goes in what gun. They're real easy to disassemble, to break down. Do you want to go into all that?
No, sir.
Okay.
We'll go in there another time.
Okay.
Because we're definitely going to teach them, since they want to do all this shooting, we're going to teach them how to clean too. So if they know how to shoot, they need to learn how to clean.
Okay, the shotgun, just like any other, just like the long rifle, the AR as you showed earlier, they all sit the same. It's in the right here in the shoulder. Get a good anchor, and you can just sight right down the barrel, and it's beautiful because they just have the one bead. Some have two. Just put the bead on the target and pull the trigger. There's nothing to it at all. And if you're in a big hurry, you just do it from the hip. These rounds here are real light rounds. They don't kick very bad. It's just you get up there in size, of course, they got a little bit more. As with this one here, it does have a recoil and a gas chamber. Shotguns don't, so they generally have a whole lot more oomph. So you have to be a little bit more conscious about your anchoring and when you're pulling the trigger. Really not too much to it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to make it kind of uncomfortable here. We're going to go ahead and have you to put some ear protection in. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you, oh well, with the shotgun, you don't want that thing up on your cheek.